whoop-de-dee, whoop-de-dee. Oh, I want to slow down. What do I do? This is what we're going to talk about in this video. What's up? What is good, YouTube? My name is Penny Longboard Tyler. Today, we're gonna learn how to slow down and stop on our penny board. This video was inspired by one of my viewers, Waffles or Pancakes, who asked a question a couple weeks ago regarding how to slow down and stop. That's what we're gonna do. I am actually at the place where I first started penny boarding. This is the hill that I first started learning, so I can kind of show you how I kind of learned and progressed. There are gonna be some that are better than others, and I'm gonna tell you which ones that I prefer. Without further ado, let's get into it. So the first thing I actually wanna talk about before we get into the kind of methods is slowing your momentum by actually carving. So this is me going without carving. So this is how fast I go down normally. I pick up a lot of speed right here. So it might not be super noticeable, but if you have a hill and you go kind of in an S formation, you will naturally go slower versus if I just go in a straight line. The first way we're gonna talk about is gonna be called foot braking. This is similar to putting the gas pedal on your car, where you're actually balancing one foot on the board and then one foot on the actual ground itself. This is not my favorite way to ride, but a lot of people do it, so I will show it. I'm gonna drag this foot on the ground, balancing all my weight basically on here, a little bit on this. And I stop. The other thing to note, if you do not feel comfortable balancing on your board, I would not recommend this method, as you're actually shifting your weight and you're off balanced. You have about 80% of your weight in this foot, about 20% of weight in this foot. If you do this method, two ways you can do it. You can drag more of your heel on the ground so your toe would be up, or you can kind of be more even footed or a little toe heavy. Either way, as long as you still drag your foot, you will slow down. But again, it's gonna wear out either your heel, the mid of your foot, or the toe. So I'll demonstrate it one more time from a side view. Wow, I'm going so slow. You hear that? Now, the reason I don't like this method is because by dragging your foot is gonna destroy the sole of your shoe. Just to give you a heads up, I did this 2 times. This is what my right shoe looks like. This is what my left shoe looks like. We're now gonna move on. This is a variation of the foot brake. Instead of just holding it, you're like pumping your brake on a car. So in this method, you're basically kind of transitioning your weight a little bit to this left side. So you're not necessarily dragging your foot, but you're kind of just stepping down on this to slow the momentum and the speed of your body. I like this method a little bit more because you feel a little bit more stable being on this leg, because you kind of shift your weight kind of back and forth. You're not just all of it is kind of on this leg. And then number 2, it protects your shoe so much more than the other way. I can probably say that if you don't, again, feel comfortable on a single leg, this might feel a little off or wobbly for you. But again, this is one of my preferred ways to do it. The third variation of slowing down / stopping is the very common way that a lot of beginners do, is just bailing. And I'm gonna bail. I actually prefer this way. I know a lot of people don't, because depending on where your location, it can be dangerous. However, where I ride on hills that are a little bit steeper, and I also ride on areas like in parks and pathways that don't have a lot of other people, AKA I'm not in a city. So this method works really well for me in where I specifically ride, especially if I'm going anywhere around 20 miles an hour or faster, because if you're going really fast, it is gonna be harder to do the brake pedal or just to hold the brake. Those ways are gonna be easier if you're going slower. If you're going faster, the easiest way is to bail. Now, there are specific things I want to talk about in bailing to kind of help you reduce falling after you come off your board. The first thing I try to do is I try to look for grass. So if I'm on a path like this, I'm going to try to be to the side where there's grass. Number 2, if I'm goofy foot, I'm going to try to bail to the left side of it. If I'm regular foot, I'm going to try to bail to the right side. And then you kind of kind of want to slow down your momentum by running and slowing down. If I don't, I'm just gonna hit the ground. The most common reason that this gets a bad rap is because you don't know what's gonna happen to your board. The board could go to the left, it could go to the right, it could stop and hit someone. So that's kind of where a lot of the issue comes from, is that your board will continue to go. If you're going down a really steep hill and it continues to be steep, your board might continue to go forward, and then you're gonna have to run after it. If there's like a river or a creek or something else that you're nearby, like it might go into the water, it might go onto the road and hit a car, that's where you wanna be very careful. So then the fourth one is kind of a hybrid of me pumping the brake and then also kind of bailing at the same time. And it looks like this. Whoo! And it looks stylish and cool like that. You get like extra bonus points. So basically, I kind of stop, like pedal, and then jump off it to the left, because I'm goofy. You'd be the right if you're regular. And then you quickly grab the side of your board, run off in the distance. I definitely have done this in Washington. But this is my preferred way. Extra credit style points. You're gonna need to be comfortable pedaling your foot a couple times, depends on how fast you're going, and then you just kind of come to the side, find your board and pick it up. This is definitely a way that is gonna be a lot easier to get around in a city if there are more people, because then you can actually kind of have more control of where your board goes, because you slow down a little bit and then grab it and then you're up and running. This is also a really good method because your momentum continues you forward, and then you can kind of like go over it and start again. If you don't feel comfortable in a split position with your feet, aka 1 foot on the board, 1 foot off the board, to slow down, there is a way that you can drag the ground with your foot while keeping both feet on the board. That's what I'm gonna demonstrate now. I'm gonna drag my back toe on the ground. So if you're goofy, you're basically gonna put your weight on your heel and then bring your toe down, and you're gonna be kind of in a position like this and just ride and drag it down. If you're regular, it's just gonna be the opposite, where you're gonna drag down, you're gonna drag down your right toe, try to keep it on here. I, again, don't really like this method because I just feel weird, number one. Number two, I just don't like scraping my toe. So an advanced tip on slowing down actually uses the grass, if you're in a grassy area, to help you reduce speed. This is something I would not recommend on the 22-inch board. This is something I would recommend on the Penny Longboard, or maybe the Penny Skateboard, the 32-inch. Potentially, if you're really skilled, you could do this on the 27-inch, but you're basically kind of weaving in the grass to help slow down your momentum, but you're not actually stopping. Okay, so I'm gonna go on the grass with 2 of my wheels. Boom, slowing down. If you're definitely going faster, going from cement or like a flat surface to grass is very different, and it really throws off your balance and your momentum and your weight. So this is something that if you feel confident in the other ones and have access to grass, like on a trail or a park or something, could try this. But I actually also do this if I'm going down steep hills and there is grass and I don't want to slow down any other method, but I want to keep my momentum going. I will do this. I would recommend experimenting with these different options to see which one feels best for you. Because I might be a little biased of which ones I prefer, it's basically because that's how I ride. You might ride very differently than I ride. So definitely give them a try out. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. If you yourself have any other questions regarding pennyboard riding or learning anything, please also let me know by dropping a comment. As always, my name is Tyler Rossman. Thank you so very much for taking time out of your day to watch. And with that, best of luck, be safe, and happy riding. Till the next video, peace out.